a television camera right in front of his fence. That's something Janu does not like at all. He's one of 6 males in the lion reserve near Addis Ababa. The animals have plenty of room here and lots of peace and quiet. They used to be exhibition pieces in the presidential palace. The rangers tell us that lions are sensitive animals and very special ones, especially in Ethiopia. We've come to this country to learn about lions, wild, free, living in their natural habitat. So we leave the high-rises of the capital behind us and drive 12 hours to the southwest. Paved roads become gravel tracks, barren plateaus become green rainforest. Many people consider the Kaffa region and its cloud forest one of the most beautiful areas in Ethiopia. It's a UNESCO biosphere reserve with an area close to 900 square kilometers. That's about the size of Berlin. At least a dozen African lions are said to live here. But the probability of sighting one of these nocturnal animals is virtually nil. Still, there are many residents who can tell us about the rainforest lions. After trekking over the hills of the village Boka, we meet Asad Haila. It's been 3 years since her very unusual encounter with a lion. During the night, a hungry lioness broke into her hut through a hole in the wall and attacked 2 goats. After that, Asayat says, the lion got into the family bed.
We always sleep in the same hut with our animals. It was pitch black, and at first I didn't know what was going on. Then the lion attacked me. You can see the scars on my face and head. I didn't realize what was happening until I felt its claws and heard it growling.
Asayat was very lucky. The lioness only wounded her slightly and then left her alone. Her husband said the lioness stayed in the hut for 2 hours, ate one of the goats, and then disappeared. In the regional capital Bonga, down in the valley, few people have heard stories like that. In Kaffa, it's rare for lions to attack humans. The nature protection organization NABU has its offices in the regional capital, Lion Central, so to speak. In 2011, NABU caused a scientific sensation with the report that there were lions in the cloud forest of Kaffa, a non-savanna area. At the time, Moluccan Mercuria and a photographer were commissioned to document the lions. For 5 days, they hiked and searched for them until they happened to discover a female lion cub sleeping near the roadside.
I'm very happy, very, very happy, because this is one of evidence for everybody. Not only for me, not only for people who live around Kaffa, for people, for researchers, for everybody. This is one of the signs. There is forest lion in Kaffa.
Several studies are being carried out to find out when and why lions settled in Kaffa on their migratory route from Central to East Africa, how many animals there are, and just how they live in the cloud forest.
The first focus of NABU is to conserve the forest, this cloud forest, and its biodiversity, and lions are one of the biodiversity component. It has importance because it completes the food web chain which existed in this area. It balances also the wildlife population.
There are other animals in Kaffa. Whether horses, oxen, or baboons, there's always something edible to satisfy a lion's hunger, quite unlike in the rest of the country. There are said to be only 1,500 lions left in Ethiopia, at the most. Their greatest enemies are humans. The country's population is growing by about 2 million people a year and robbing the lions of their habitat. That's why NABU is especially anxious to protect the few lions in Kaffa and is planning to provide financial compensation to farmers whose livestock they've killed. In a country in which the lion is traditionally considered the king of beasts and sacred, people usually accord them deep respect. We want to find out more about that and visit a farmer, Alato Ado. He's 35, has 6 children, a few animals, and a small hut He's one of the poorest of the poor. And several of his animals have been killed by lions. Because of that, he often takes the animals into his house, which already has hardly any room.
We respect and honor lions. When they come and attack our livestock, we don't say they've killed them, but that they've taken them. We don't complain. Lions take what they need, and we accept that.
In Kaffa, it would be out of the question to drive the lions away, let alone shoot them. We meet Ibeda Godo Imamo, the area's spiritual leader. He's a descendant of the royal family of the former kingdom of Kaffa. People here listen to what he says. He invites us to a traditional coffee ceremony and to a talk about lions.
Here in Kaffa, people have lived with nature for generations. We respect all animals, but the lion is the king. Here and in the entire country, he symbolizes royalty. People see their old kings in him and honor him. That goes back many generations. When a lion dies, we treat him as if a person had died.
Ibeda Godo takes us to a meadow behind the buildings. He tells us that a few years ago, when a lion was about to attack animals from the village, he prayed to his ancestors, and the lion died. The villagers then dug a hole in the meadow, covered the lion with traditional clothing, and buried it. Since then, its grave has been considered sacred. So at the end of our journey, we actually have come very close to a cloud forest lion in Kaffa.